Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Matters. I'm Erin Sanchez from candidlyerin.com.
And I'm Yolanda of Wise Social Marketing. Welcome.
Yay. Happy to be back. We skipped last week because of Thanksgiving here in the States, but we usually show up every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So we are back and we'll be back next week. But today we're going to talk about blogging, why you must have a blog, and we're going to provide some tips and tricks and benefits and all that good stuff. So do you want to run with it, Yolanda?
I will start. And as always, I always start with goals. So before you start anything, the same thing applies with the blog. You must be clear on your goals. Why are you starting a blog? And if you're a business owner, the reasons should be because you want to build your audience and you want to start making money online. Because there's other reasons to start a blog, right? Because you just enjoy writing or you just want to share your thoughts and opinions. But that's not your goal. That should not be your goal when you run a business.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we know, I think blogging for the sake of the daily journaling thing is what was super popular 10 years ago. If you still want to do that, that's perfectly fine, but that's not how to use blogging for your business, right?
So you can, of course, have that, right? But make sure that you separate it. Make sure that you have a business blog.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the benefits for having one are so many. I mean,
so
we were saying we could talk about this for a long time.
Blogging is, that's why some bloggers blog about blogging because you can literally say so much about it. So we're going to try to condense just some of the top, tips and tricks and things that you and I kind of take away from it. One we know is visibility. It gets you out there in front of people. It's great for SEO, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that and some different ways to do that. And I know you had some other cool benefits too.
And the visibility, and also it helps you educate your audience. It shows that you know what you're saying, It makes you an expert in whatever field you are working in. So, and I think the qualities necessary to create a great blog is you have to be generous. You have to be generous of spirit. Just share as much information as you possibly can. Your goal should be to be relentlessly helpful. Just think about being very helpful, and also you want to build connections, right? You want to grow your tribe. So that's why you started a blog. If you think that way, if you've got that mindset, then it's you're on the right footing to start a blog.
And I think it's important to say exactly what you're saying, and then kind of drive home the point where you see a lot of these sites that get a lot of traffic, but they're clickbait. They have a really enticing title. You click on it and there's no value. There's no education. You're not really serving up what you promised to deliver. And so in this case, that's not what you're after. You're not after tons of traffic based on, clickbait headlines to make, a few pennies off an ad, right? That's not the goal. You want to reach a very targeted audience and then show them why you're credible, why you're the expert.
Yeah, and why you can help them, right? Why you're the person that they must turn to. And I think this is probably skipping ahead here, but one of the reasons I think that people stop themselves from starting a blog is they have these beliefs that I'm not a good writer, or I have to be perfect at what I'm doing. So in other words, they don't feel they're expert enough at whatever they're doing. And that must end. Leave that at the door. When you're sitting in front of your laptop or computer, the mindset you must adopt there is just done is better than perfect. Don't aim for perfection. Don't even aim for excellence in the beginning. Just start. Because like I say, blogging will help with the SEO. It will help Google see you, first of all. Just get going. Get going. Get onto page 10,500. Just get going.
And I think that's a super important point, because I think we talked about so much, I don't know, but I think we talked about this at one point where it's going to be the sooner you start, the sooner you're building all of that credibility and authority on Google or whatever. And so then as you get better, which we're going to talk about, right? As you get better, now people are seeing your stuff because you did all that work before. So then they start seeing the really good stuff. And that brings us to some of the additional benefits. Again, I don't know if I'm skipping ahead now, but some of the additional benefits of blogging. So like you mentioned.
Yeah, so many additional benefits. One is, and you should probably say this because you, Erin, the writer, yeah. But yeah, it definitely improves the writing, right? Your writing improves the more you do it. So when you first start your blog, I don't know anyone whose very first post was excellent.
Oh, God. I don't even want to look at mine.
I don't want to look at mine either. Just don't aim for that. Aim for being, again, very helpful, educating, maybe inspiring or even entertaining your readers. But don't aim for perfection. And just start, because as you start blogging more often, consistently, regularly, again, we're going to say at least once a week, right, Erin? If not more. In the beginning, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Just start, and it will improve your writing, and it will also make you more disciplined because you will show up more regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it will, as we discussed, it will start to hone your voice. Because, when I look at my older blog posts, which, additional tip, you can always go back and update your old blog posts. It's really good for SEO, and it's really good for not being embarrassed about the crap you wrote before. But, honing your voice, I feel like in the beginning, you're trying to figure out, what do people want to hear? What am I trying to say exactly? And later you're like, this is who I am. Like, you don't have to necessarily intentionally develop a brand voice. It's just that it starts to develop the more you write.
So true. So true. You're not going to have all your ducks in a row when you start. You're just not going to, you're not going to be 100% certain on who it is that you are. How can I say this? I mean, obviously you're always going to be authentic, or aim to be as authentic as possible. Right. But you just, as you grow, both as a business owner and as a person, everything starts developing and gelling and coming together. Yes. That's what I've noticed.
Oh, yeah.
So don't aim again for having everything in order and 100% in order to start. That day it's never going to come.
Never. Never. And I think too, with the voice and what you were just talking about, authenticity, is we don't always do it intentionally, but oftentimes when we start a blog, it's because we're reading other bloggers or other writers, and we are subconsciously influenced by the language they're using, and we're not necessarily copying, but we might be mimicking in a sense, because that's what we've seen. The more you do it, the more you're going to, things are going to gel, like you said, and you'll find your own way of doing it. And that's when the magic happens.
Yeah. And don't feel bad about that mimicking or that imitation in the beginning. It's just part of, that's how it starts. Creative people are always imitating and copying.
Yes.
There's no such thing as an original thought, don't there?
No. No.
All been said and done before. But of course, what makes it different for you is that you are unique. So you can put your own unique spin on it. But when you're first starting out, it's difficult to find it. It's just start, and then eventually you get to that point where you think, whoa, the way I'm stringing this together is different.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't read this anywhere else. Because especially with what I write about and what you write about, Erin, really, millions of other people are writing about what I write about.
Yeah.
Which is social media and marketing strategy.
And I do too, but yet your blog and my blog, your newsletter, my newsletter are written so differently. People could read the same topics from both of us and get something very different and have it make them feel a different way.
Completely different. I agree. But when you start, don't feel bad about that, about the mimicry and, like we say, the imitation. It's just inevitable. Again,
that's how we learn, even from the time we're kids. Exactly. We mimic.
Again, your aim should not be excellence when you start out. Your aim should just be to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Get stuff done.
I agree.
Obviously, 6 months down the line, you want to be excellent. Not perfect, excellent. And then take it from there.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And then I think there's, so I was going to share about people who might be afraid of writing or not enjoy writing, which I just can't wrap my head around. But, and then, so, and then, yeah, and then I want to have you start speaking on the microblogging that we were talking about. So one of the things that I hear clients or, colleagues say is, they don't want to start a blog because they don't want to do long form posts, or they're not writers, or they don't like writing, whatever, or they have too much other stuff going on already. If you have a video series, or you prefer doing video, if you have a podcast, or you prefer doing audio, whatever, you can create assets where you're being generous, you're being helpful, you're sharing information just like you do in a blog post. And then all you have to do is house that asset as a blog post, right? You don't have to write 2,000 words, but you'll want to write a summary of what you're talking about, so that you're still getting that SEO juice out there. So keywords from what you're talking about. Don't overcomplicate it. Use whatever you're already creating.
Yeah. Really, what you're saying here, Erin, is you have no reason not to start a blog.
No, no excuse.
No reason not to start a blog. Another point that we must make here is blogging platforms are free, most of them. Okay,
exactly.
We're not going to encourage you, by the way, to go with a WordPress.com blog. You must go with the self-hosting WordPress, which is the WordPress.org. But if you want to start like completely for free with nothing, open a Medium account. Just blog on Medium.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways to start for free. You don't have to spend
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. And, I will not plug my course here, but as you know, that's part of my whole pitch there is like, content marketing is where it's at, because most forms of content marketing are free. Of course, you can pay to boost your posts. You can pay to host your blog. Content marketing is free, so it's just a no-brainer. You have to be doing it.
Exactly.
So that
you plug your course, by the way.
No. Thank you. Yes, but more importantly, grab our freebie down below. I'll link to that
freebie, which is 15 proven ways to grow your email list.
Yes,
but we are not finished yet.
Not quite.
Microblogging.
Yes,
we
please.
Go on and on.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so microblogging is this trend now that we have noticed, and I'm sure that if you're watching us, you've noticed the same thing. There's this trend now to do microblogs on Instagram and even on Twitter. It's big. It's not wise.
Yeah.
Very, very unwise. And why not, Erin?
Well, as I've said before, but I'm going to say again, social media, any social media platform is rented space. Your account could get shut down. Somebody could report you and you get blocked out. You can go in what everyone's now calling, Twitter jail, LinkedIn jail, whatever, if you break a rule and you can't post or comment. Your website is your real estate. You own that space. You need to be showing up there. That doesn't mean you can't post excerpts from your blog or microblogs that point back to your blog, but it's not a replacement. It's not a replacement to be blogging on a social media site.
100%.
I will preach that until the day I die.
I'm a little disturbed by this trend that I'm noticing, because if you're a reader of my newsletter or just follow me, you know that I am telling everyone that Instagram is heading the same way as Facebook, and we are going to have to pay for the privilege to show up in our audience's feed. And so you are wasting time writing these beautiful microblogs, all like these words, how many thousands of words for what? I mean, unless you've got money to back you up, to spend on ads, then why are you doing it?
Yeah. And and this is, a bit off topic, but one of the things I do is I never write my longer posts natively in the app. I write it on a notepad that I have saved and backed up, and then I paste it into, so then I'm not losing my hundreds of posts. All of that content, that's crazy. So I agree with you. Come on, we saw it happen with Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
look, it's not happening yet, but we're getting there. So people, you can microblog now, but just know where we're heading. So if you are informed, at least you can prepare for it.
Yeah.
Blog. That is the message here. You have to be blogging.
100% agree with you. And we'll keep showing up and providing tips around all kinds of different, marketing methods, but mostly I think you and I are content marketing people. So we're going to keep talking about these topics. We'll share more tips. Like I said, we are here every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So don't miss our Marketing Matters series. Again, I'm Erin Sanchez. You can find me.
Please subscribe. Subscribe. And I'm Yolanda of Wise Social Marketing. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you. See you next time. Bye.